Hi there, I'm Megahertz from Hertz Audio, and you're welcome to today's video. On today's video, I'm going to be taking a couple of things, pushing it a notch further. The last video was Understanding the Interface 1. This is Understanding the Interface 2. I told you there are two interfaces on Adobe Audition, which is the waveform and the multi-track. So this video will be covering the multi-track session and a few other things, which is starting a new project, setting your input and output, how to import audio files, how to record audio, and how to name tracks. If you look at your curriculum, you see these things I'm saying now. All right, so understanding the interface, starting a new project, setting your input and output, how to import audio files, and how to record audio. Now, let's start with the first one, which is as I go through, you're going to understand the interface, okay? So we are dealing with multi-track today, and also to the waveform a little bit, but multi-track most of all. How do you get to start a new project? What is a new project? A new project is you starting your new work, whatever it is, a voiceover, a song, a documentary, a podcast. How do you get to start that? Well, first of all, you start by you start with a multi-track session, okay? And to start with the multi-track session, you need to click on the multi-track. All right, the multi-track is over here. If you see that, right, you click on the multi-track. When you click so, it'll bring up this dialog box. On the dialog box, you can choose the name you want. For this lecture, let's name it track. Okay, just track. And over here, you're going to see folder location. It tells you where your file will be saved. And then over here, there's a template. On templates, we're going to leave it at none for now. We have a reason why. Sample rate should be 44,100, and beats should be 32 floats, and stereo should be here. And then you click on OK, right? So now that is you naming the first your session. The name of your session is track. We're going OK, and yep, I had one before. So OK, all right. Now this is your multi-track session, okay? And the multi-track session over here, you can edit more than one audio at a time. In the last video, I told you could edit just one video. That was in the waveform. All right, let me create a new waveform. Let's name this track 2, just like you did for the multi-track. It's also a new project, so track. This is the waveform. I told you can edit only one file, only one audio at a time. But here on the multi-track, you can edit more than one. You can edit a couple. I'm going to show you that, okay? And here too, we still have the record button, the next, the fast forward, pause, play, stop. And I'm going to explain all this all part to you, okay? And I did explain these boxes to you in the former video. I told you here was for importing files. At the same time, there are 3 ways you can bring in files, right? You can bring in files through this media browser. The media browser is over here. In the media browser, you're going to see any audio you want. You can take it in and simply pick it up and drop it in, right? And also, too, you could double click on this box here, and it opens this dialog box. You select the file you want, any audio you want, you take it in, click on open, and when it's done loading, you drag and you drop inside. Or you can simply click on file, click on open, and select the file you want, click on open, it loads, and I'll go back to multi-track. You take it and you drop it in, just like that. Those are the way you can actually import your audio files. Now that has taken the part of importing audio files. I told you 3 ways. Either you select them from your media browser here, or you double click in this box, or you click on open, and that will help you import your audio files. All right, now let's look at how to name your tracks. How to name tracks. If you look here, over here, you see track 1, track 2, track 3, track 4. In case you want to do a song, and maybe or different audio of your choice, and maybe the first one is let's say your voice, you can just click on where the track is written. You can name it voice, okay, and that's all. You click on enter, and the next one, maybe that's where your instrumental is. You can name it sound, enter. That's simply how to name your tracks, okay? So you get to know which one is which is which, and which is which, right? And let me delete this off. Just click on it and press delete, and it deletes. And of course, what next is, let's see how to improve your audio files. Okay, no, we've not gotten to that yet. Okay, how to import your audio files. I've shown you how to import, the 3 ways how to import your audio files. how to record an audio, which is what I'm going to show you now. Okay. But before I show you that, I want to show you settings on how you can set your input and output, right? Most of you, when you open your Adobe Audition new and you try to record, it might show you something like some audio that it doesn't understand. You don't understand what it's saying. Well, how you can actually stop that is, and it refuses to record, you can simply click on Edit, go to Preference, all right, and click on General. Now, a dialog box appears. You need to search for input and output audio hardware. Okay, let's go to audio hardware. Great. So now you have your default input and output. If you go over here and you see nothing, then that's why your audio is not recording. So you need to select your microphone. Mine here is Integra USB in 6 audio. That's what it is. Your output, you need to select your speaker too. Mine here is Integra USB output 1. That's what I'm using. So it's selected. When you select that, you click on OK, and everything will go and start recording. Okay. So now, how do you get to record in this particular interface? If you remember the multi-track, all I told you was you go there and let me delete this. You simply press record, and bang, it starts recording. There you have it. And to stop, you simply click on stop or the space bar to stop that. Let's say that. And bang, it starts recording. There you have it. And to stop, okay, so on the multi-track is the same thing, but the difference is on multi-track, you can only edit plenty files you can work on plenty files on more files. So you need to arm one of the tracks before you record. That's the first thing. So this is where my voice is supposed to be, right? So if I want to start recording, I need to arm a track before I record. So which track do I arm? It's your choice. But let's say we're using track 1, which is voice. Simply go to record here. This R means record. This means solo, and this means mute. Okay? So I click on this, and you can now see that my microphone levels is showing there. It means it's ready. It's armed for me to record. So the moment I click on the record button, hey, you can see this is a cool recording. Only we can record like this. That's what I'm talking about. And you simply stop it by clicking stop or the space bar at the same time. There we have it. Our audio is in. Okay? So that is how to record on the multi-track session and also on the waveform. Then how do you get to, let's say, import an audio, create more files? Since we're working with the multi-track, all you simply do is, as I showed you one of the 3 methods I showed you. You can double click here, for example, and let me pick a background music. Let's take this one, energetic upbeat. Let's put in that one there. It's loading, and I'll drag it in, right? I drag this over here. Don't worry, all those things I'm going to be showing you later how you can play around with them. This is just for you to understand the interface and also understand the recording part on how to create multi-tracks. Dragging this down over here, and let's play that audio and let you hear. Hey, you can see this is a cool recording. But if you notice that the music is much more louder than my voice, so you just have to reduce that. I'm going to show you all this in details later, but this is just trying to understand the interface right now at the moment in this particular video. So let's hear it now. Hey, you can see this is a cool recording. So now you notice that the music reduced, right? So far we've covered understanding the interface, starting a new project, setting your input and output, how to import audio files, how to record, and how to name your tracks. Okay, so this is the multi-track session. Okay, the multi-track preview, the multi-track interface. This box here is for importing things, and you get to see all the files of the audio you're working with. It is all of them will appear here, and here is the media browser where you can choose what you want to choose. And also, for example, if I want to add an effect to this voice, I can click here on the effect racks. Let me add one effect or two on this particular voice. I like my normal dynamic processing with some slap bars on that, and I'll add some multi-band compressor here. There we go. And my favorite preset is broadcast. All right, so there we have it. Now let's see what the audio sounds like with the effect right here. Hey, you can see this is a cool record. Yeah, it's much more louder, right? And let's hear without the effect. Hey, you can see this is a cool record. All right, so this is just making you understand the whole interface. I bet there's and over here it's the sound bar. You get to see how loud and how low the audio is, and that's really much you need to know here. And this one here is about zooming in, zooming out, all about zooming. But if you want to work up, I'll say you use an external mouse. Okay, external mouses are really sweet to work with. You can zoom in; they're easier on things. Because if you use your laptop mouse, sometimes it could just limit it. But if that's what you have now for now, there's no problem. All right. So this is understanding the interface. I hope you've got those few things, those few points I put there. Okay. So I'm going to see you in the next video, which we're going to be starting some NS practicals. Okay. I'm working on audio. I am Megahertz from Hertz Audio. I'm going to be seeing you in the next video. Okay. Stay blessed.